Hello there, Caravan17 once again, introducing you to my Uncharted 3 crushing difficulty video walkthrough. This is the second part of Caravan, and this is the reason I think this is the hardest mission on the game. So all you people that did the Caravan area and thought, this is not too bad, I can do this in my sleep, this bit fucking blows. It really does. And when you start off, I like to get the guy on the right, like I just did, and pick up his sniper rifle, because what's going to happen is the dudes with the light machine guns are going to rush you, and the heavy's going to rush you. And the light machine gun guy will die in one well-placed sniper shot, like I just did then, but I didn't realise at the time, so I threw my grenades in panic, because he kills you so fast, it's not even cool. But there is the heavy. He will rush you as well. Behind him is a bunch of normal guys. The heavy goes down in 2 sniper shots, but I think he was already injured by the grenades, so... oh no, I just missed. I thought he was dying. He's not dying. There we go. He just died. So if you stay back at this truck, you can try and snipe people in the sandstorm, but that's what makes this hard. It's not the fact of who you're killing or the cover or anything like that. This bit's not too bad for those things. You can't see who's killing you. And I don't understand why developers persist on doing things like this when they don't program the same disabilities into the AI. And it's not fair. Pick up the big light machine gun. This is going to help a lot of this early part be much easier than it needs to be. Just be aware, you move very slowly and you will die so quickly on this level, it's unbelievable. But the reason I say it's unfair is because you can't see where the enemies are and they know exactly where you are, so while you're trying to shoot what you think is a muzzle flash and you're missing, they're hitting you perfectly from any distance, and it's not fair whatsoever. It's just like Gears of War 3 when you play against the bots in the multiplayer and you play trenches and the big fucking sandstorm comes in, but all the bots know exactly where you are, so you're running around like an asshole and they're just sniping you. And it's not cool whatsoever, and that's what makes this next bit challenging. The fact you can't see where the threats are coming from, and the fact that they can shoot you wherever they want, and it's like taking on a bunch of people with cloaking devices, because you just don't know where you're going to get shot from, and you have to keep sticking your toe out, but every time you stick your toe out to test the waters, you're risking getting killed. And the checkpoints in this area do exist, but they're very funky, so you're going to see a bunch of awful crossfades that link where I die to where I was spawned in again, and it's not going to make a whole lot of sense, but the main principle of the strategy in this area is to push forward and destroy the jeeps. Every time you do that, you get one step closer to getting to the end of the sequence, and it's awful. It's really awful, and there is a lot of enemies, there is a lot of different types of enemies. You've got the grenade launchers, the snipers. This bit sucks. This bit sucks a lot. But keep picking people off with the big old light machine gun. It's got a nice healthy clip, so you should be able to kill at least a few of them. And the first goal at the start is to get up onto one of the vantage points with the rocket launchers to destroy the first armoured vehicle. And you can go left or you can go right. I've tried both ways. It doesn't seem to make a difference. Both ways are challenging because you're getting shot from every fucking level, and it really sucks. So just keep shooting at shadows, keep taking it slow, and just know when you move forward you're going to trigger another spawn. And these enemies love to get close. They love to surprise you because you can't see a damn thing. So the crossfade that you've just seen then symbolises my failed attempt to approach this room from the right. It went really well up until the last armoured vehicle and I got screwed. And you'll notice the checkpoint is back before I destroyed any of them, which just goes to show how frustrating and annoying this section can be. So instead of tackling it on the right, what I've decided to do this time is move along the left. Because how the area generally works is the left has a tower with an RPG in it to kill an armoured vehicle, the right has one to kill the other armoured vehicle. And then you push further forward and you kill everybody that's around. It doesn't often play out that simple or that easy. You will get screwed a lot, and that's just what happens here. And the checkpoint is very wide and nowhere near as useful as it's been so far in the game, and that's what makes this hard. So I push over to this hut here on the left. I snipe as many people as I can from this vantage point with this light machine gun, because it's very good, but lo and behold, he comes from behind me, and I'm not too sure where he came from, but luckily enough, he didn't kill me, and I'm somehow alive. So this is what you've got to climb to get to the RPG. The main problem climbing this is you can get shot by the armoured vehicle if you're not careful, and it can be a pain in the ass getting down from them. In fact, there's one section, I mean, look at this, I did not mean to do that, completely did not mean to do that, but somehow still managed to survive it. And you'll notice there's a heavy guy coming towards me now. I go to blind fire that grenade, it doesn't work because of the fucking wall. I assumed he would have tossed it over, but he didn't. He tossed it through and it just came back on me. And we know this guy's coming, he's got a shotgun, he needs to be stopped or we're going to be dead. There's no two ways about it, he needs to go down. He throws his grenade, I could have thrown that back, but I'd run instead. His helmet's already gone, it's just a case of cleaning him up. There he goes, helmet down, face down. And then we can focus on hopefully using the RPG now to some use and taking out the armoured vehicle. So there goes the first one. I'm probably going to swap the RPG for the machine gun, for the assault rifle, sorry, there it is. There's a guy behind me in the other rocket launcher tower who's got an RPG. I should probably go over there right now and get it, but instead I'm moving up this side because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to push the checkpoint. And what happens is, I climb on top of this building and it checkpoints for me. The only problem is, when I try and get off this building, I get killed. So there's going to be another one of the crossfades that puts me to the checkpoint, which is all the way up here where I am now, and with the last few bunch of enemies to kill, and the last armoured vehicle, I think. But when you get up here, I think there's a grenade launcher that works wonders in killing these vehicles, and this would have worked if I'd have cleared out all the enemies around me before I tried to move off the roof, but I thought I could get off without them shooting me. I was wrong. If you stand out of cover here, you will die super quickly if you're not careful, and that's what happened to me. So I put on the grenade launcher, I take out the first vehicle there. It takes 2 grenades, then the vehicles are down. The only thing that's left now are snipers and just your standard guys. There's going to be grenades coming and hitting you and all sorts of bad stuff. And if you pushed as far as I pushed and you got to that roof with the grenade launcher, if you do die, you will see that checkpoint that I just hit then with the crossfade, and you'll be able to move up to this position where I am right now, and then you can deal with the rest of the enemies stopping you from getting into the final area. But this is not easy. You're getting shot from all directions, there's heavies all over the place, there's grenades getting thrown up, there's snipers that have got the lasers far too close to your face. It's pretty crazy, but luckily enough, the grenade launcher will do some serious work for you here, and if you've got a good secondary like I have, the machine pistol, you can pick off the rest of the guys. And that checkpoint in between those jeeps, you can literally go any direction to finish off these dudes, whichever way you're comfortable with. The reason I came this way is because this is the way that worked. On previous runs, I'd gone different ways and they'd not worked, and that is the simplest explanation. It's literally the Occam's razor of this area for me. I found this to be very challenging. This is probably the hardest part of the game, and it's all because of this sandstorm. If there was no sandstorm, this would be easy. But unfortunately, we can't control games design, we can't control, creative vision, and here we are in the middle of this shitstorm, so use your cover, play intelligently, don't get too aggressive. If you die now, the checkpoint will be back from the middle of those jeeps and you'll have to kill the heavies all over again. It's just a case of pushing forward. When you think it's clear, move between cover. If you start getting shot, you're probably already dead. You've just got to be really, really careful. And this last stage is probably the hardest purely because you don't want to die. And if you do, you've got to do a lot of work all over again. So just be as confident as you can. Be as safe and play as cagey as possible. Move from cover to cover and push up and finish off the last few guys. And there's a couple of lasers pointing at me, so I know there's still some people here, but nobody's shooting, and it's this storm. If the storm wasn't here, you'd know who was there, you'd know who to watch out for, but you don't, and you can't hear a damn thing. And it just makes for a very challenging section, a really challenging section. But I move across to this side, and you're going to see the last few guys on the temple steps. And as you just push onwards, they should make themselves. There's one of them, he can't see me because of the dust, and I managed to sneak up on him and clean him up. And that was one guy there just to my right. There he is. He's not too sure where to go thanks to Sully and me. He gets cleaned up, his buddy's just there. He's going to climb up into the tower. I wait for him, I take him out, and I think that's everybody. And you can go and grab ammo if you need, but you don't really need it for the section coming up because all you're going to get is magnums and grenades. But that is easily one of the most challenging fights of the game. All you've got to do now for the rest of the level is push through this door and solve this very, very simple puzzle, which is how to open the doors to the Atlantis of the Sands. And all you do, a little treasure there that I apparently didn't pick up the first time through, so I thought, why not? I'll go grab it now. But this puzzle is nowhere near as challenging as some of the other ones. It's mainly a platform puzzle. All you have to do is climb up the ladder on your right here. There is a plunger that you've got to hold the triangle on to push in. If you press it, it will not work and you'll be standing around wondering what the hell's going on. You've got to hold it until Sully says something, and then it'll enable you to carry on to the next section. So there it is, it starts the mechanism moving. Sully climbs the ladder, realizes that it's got to be pushed down, and then when you're running you climb onto those things that I'm not facing but I'm angled towards, these things over here. When you climb on them, Sully should help you out. There you go, you should start moving. Then all you have to do is, you know, A to B to C platforming to get to the other plunger on the opposite side of the room. Which is nice and simple, thankfully. You just have to climb across this beam, jump between the chandeliers, and the rest of it is pretty much cake. But from here on out, we are entering the 11th hour of the title. We're pretty much at the finale, we're pretty much at the end. There's a couple of shootouts to do, there's a couple of interesting bits. A few of them are very challenging, a few of them are not so challenging. And as long as you've got the right equipment, the ones that are hard aren't hard. But the right equipment, in my translation, is the Magnum Tau sniper pistol and the grenade launcher. As long as you've got those two items, you'll not have too much of an issue with this area. If you don't, you're going to have to run around and find them. The one cool thing about this part coming up is everything you need is littered on the floor of the arena. But this is the place we've been moving towards. This is the mythical city that's been lost to time. Do not jump off this balcony, you will die. You have to go back to the chandeliers and climb down the ladders the old-fashioned way. But yeah, this place looks pretty damn impressive. It's a really, really beautifully constructed ancient city, and it's a really, really fun and interesting place to fight in, which you're going to find out all about in the next video. So as per usual, you just pretty much beat the hardest part of the game. It's not exactly smooth sailing from here on out, but it's not as bad as that. So as per usual guys, thanks for watching, and you take care now.